Hello everyone, the Kentucky Patriot here. I'll sit down in my normal spot here in a minute, but when I wanted to do a review on these guns, the 1911 comparison video between the SIG and the Colt, I was going to show you everything, including the box in which they come in. So this is the Colt competition. That's how it comes. Now it comes, I think, has some papers in there and has one of those little key master lock with the wire on it, stuff like that nobody ever uses. So, same thing with this. This is your Sig Sauer 1911, and it comes in this box. Both come with two magazines. There's a little cleaning cloth. Same thing with this. It comes with that little key lock that, again, nobody ever uses, and some papers about it. They're probably in there somewhere, but I'm just getting down to the brass tacks of just the guns. So we'll want to open it up a little farther and go from here, but I just want to see how they came, the design of the box, the magazines. But here they are, and we'll get into it. The Colt competition 1911 45 ACP, and the Sig Sauer We the People 1911, also in 45 ACP. If you know me and you've watched this channel for very long at all, you'll know that 1911s are my all-time favorite guns. I absolutely love the 1911, but the reason they didn't make the SHTF when the stuff hits the fan video is just simply because of practicality. And I understand two world wars, like I said, they're my favorite guns, but they are big, as far as carry, and that's all we're talking about is practicality as far as carrying. So that's why they didn't make my top 5 list. But as far as loving the 1911, I absolutely do. The history, the look, the fit, the finish. So what I just want to do is just compare these two. And I thought about going to the range and shooting them and doing a comparison of groups and stuff. But I think that would be you've seen me shoot both of these on camera several times. But I don't think that would be a fair representation, because that would be my ability to shoot these guns, not what actually these guns are capable of. And because I have owned one a lot longer than the other one, I've shot one a lot more than the other one. So then I thought, well, maybe we'll get some folks that haven't shot either and let them shoot. But then again, I think that the same principle would apply. It would be more of how well they shot each gun. Really, the only fair comparison would have a vise where you put both guns in a vise. But certain guns like certain ammo better. So, you have to do multiple ammo comparison videos. So long story short, I'm just going to tell you the look, feel, fit, and finish, my own opinions, and you can make up your own mind. So, so I won't be shooting either one of these, at least not in this video, as a comparison. But like I said, I love a 1911, and I'll just get right into it. Like I said, both of them come with 2 magazines. I think the Colt's 8-in-1. If I'm not mistaken, the SIG is 7-in-1. But we'll jump right into it, of the look, the fit, the finish. And this is just the Colt competition model. There are other Colt models. There's the the Delta Elite and 10mm. There's the Gold Cup. There's all kinds of different 1911 choices with Colt. These front sights are fantastic. I absolutely love them. Very easy to pick up, and you'll appreciate it, especially the older you get. Your eyes. When I first bought this, I did not like these grips at all. And I told my wife, I said, the first thing I'm going to do is replace these grips. I do not like these blue grips and this design. And she did. But after I kind of got it and brought it home, started shooting and carrying it, I absolutely fell in love with these. And now I absolutely love these grips, so I did not change it. These are the factory grips. The slide operates very nicely. And these both are 5-inch government models. And this is what everybody likes about the 1911s, is the trigger. And as you've seen, it was unloaded. There's very little to no take up or play. It may be moving a fraction, but not very much at all. So I'm going to push in the grip safety, and you see there may be just a little bit of take up there. Then you run into a solid wall and just a very clean. I might as well do it this way so you can see. There's just a little bit of a, you can see it there, a little bit of a take up, then you hit a wall, and then a definite clean break. And there's your reset. and I'll be honest with you, I was one of those guys when I started hearing about 9mm and 1911s. It broke my heart. I thought it was like, that was blasphemous. You know what I mean? John Moses Browning designed the 1911 to be in 45 ACP, and it should only be in 45 ACP. Of course, when the 10mm come out, like for the Delta Elite, I come this far from buying a Delta Elite instead of this pistol. And the reason I was really wanting the Delta Elite because I don't have a 10mm, and I really like it because I love that gun. But the reason I didn't at the time, of course, all ammo is hard to find now, but 45 ACP literally was on every shelf, every brand. I mean, if you wanted to reload it, there's every kind of bullet with all kinds of 45 ACP bullets in there. The powders that I'm reloading, or the dye that I'm reloading my 454 with, I can reload 45 ACP with. So that's why I didn't go with the 10mm, was because of the availability of ammo at the time. Everybody had 45 ACP, plus, like I said, with the same dye I'm reloading my 454 Casull with, I could reload this. But 10mm was kind of scarce. You couldn't really find it. You may go to the store and they may have one box or one brand, so that's why I ultimately went with the 45 ACP. But as I've gotten older, I've come to appreciate. I heard Ken Hackathorn, he grew up on the 1911, loves the 1911, he has videos with Bill Wilson. But he talked about as he getting older, when you're young, you don't really notice like recoil. But he talked about if he shot a 1911 a whole lot with 45 ACP, it began to hurt his wrist and begin to hurt his hands as he's gotten older. In 9mm, he can shoot it all day. And I'm telling you, when you get one of these in 9mm, the recoil was a big, heavy steel gun. I mean, there's really little to no muzzle flip. So for competition shooters, or new shooters wanting to get into 9mm, I've changed my mind. I also like these in 9mm, but I am still a 45 ACP guy when it comes to 1911. I love them. They're just something about them. I mean, the look, the fit, the finish. Now this is the We the People edition of the SIG. Got hung on there, sorry, it's my fault. I really like this. This is kind of a gunmetal grade. I don't know how good this camera will pick it up, but this is not a flat finish. It's got some sheen to it. It's got the stars here. You can see in the circle here. It's got this Sig Sauer right here. It says 1776. There's the anniversary. I think it's got 25 stars on this grip, 25 stars on this grip. 1776, and it says right here, We the People. I don't know how she can zoom that in. She can see that okay. And then I'll show you this side again with 1776. Really cool, and you know how I love this country, and I love history in 1776 and the right of the people to keep and bear arms. So it's just all part of history. I really like this gun as well. It's just so hard to tell without doing them right side by side. This one is very smooth. It feels really good. But to be honest with you, the slide of the SIG may be just a little more smoother, a little easier to operate. It's hard to tell. I don't know. This feels pretty smooth. I don't know. Trigger. I'll show you the trigger here. Now it's a little different. This has the 3 holes. This just has the 2. A little different trigger design. I'll try to do it like this so you can see. Again, maybe just a little more play. Not much. Not much. Maybe just a little more play. And then very, very nice trigger brakes. For you guys that are into it, here is your reset. Very crisp, very good reset. And then very good slide. I'll do it this way. This is how I normally grip it, so I don't know if you can see the trigger is good, but very crisp. It's so hard to tell. It really is. Both of these guns is just so hard to tell. I'll try to do them side by side and see which trigger I think is a lighter trigger. And again, as you own these guns, you buy these guns, you shoot these guns, break-in period will I'm pretty sure I can tell that, I'm gonna switch hands here, but that the SIG has a lighter trigger pull. I believe the SIG may have just a little bit lighter trigger pull. Both of these safeties, very easy to manipulate, very, they're so easy to maneuver. Now, the Colt, if you'll notice, is not ambidextrous. It's only strong side. So, you know, lefties, sorry guys, it's only, but it's ridiculously easy to manipulate. Now, I've never, to be honest with you, I've never really tried it from this side because I never shoot left-handed, very little to none. The safety on this is a little harder to manipulate. It really is. It's a little harder to manipulate. And with my big hands and my big thumbs, the design of this, and the design, this is easier. It may not be for you, but this is so much easier for me to operate than this one. This one's still easy. I don't want to sound like it's hard or that you're won't be able to. I can't do it left side at all. So it is definitely harder. Now, that was not ambidextrous safety where this one is, but now this safety is a little stiffer, a little harder. The magazine release, they're your typical 1911. They're identical. You don't have a problem releasing either one of them. The grip safeties are just about the same. This one maybe protrudes a little bit more. And I have noticed when I grab it, it feels like it's going to, maybe I can tell it when I'm shooting, but after I've got to the range, every time I've ever shot it, then I don't notice when I'm shooting. So I think I might notice that when I'm shooting, and then I don't, because it does stick out a little more. It is a little more aggressive, but after I get to the range, then it's no problem. Now this one, I mean, you can't feel it at all. I mean, you just, to me, my hands, the way of my hand, the way it fits, the grip safety is not an issue at all. It's a little smaller. Both of them have fantastic beaver tails. I think this one may come up a little bit more, so there is no way your hand's going above that slide, even with a high grip. Same thing with this one. Your hand's not going anywhere above that grip. They are both, like I said, 5-inch. And as you've seen, these are unloaded, so I will point them at the camera so you can see the crown and the barrel. The takedown is exactly the same. The stippling, now I do like this very, very much on this gun. The stippling is very, very, I won't say too aggressive. It's not so much where it's rough to shoot, like when you shoot a couple boxes of rounds where it starts to rub on your hands. It's not at all. I don't know how many stippling, you know, what the ratio is, but it is a very good grip. Now this, I have no problem with. It's super smooth. It feels fantastic in the hands. I mean, it feels absolutely amazing. And there is some serrations here that run vertical, but I can feel a little bit on the grip, but nothing major. So what I'm saying is, although this feels absolutely fantastic at the range, I mean, this is a dream. If I was going to carry this is probably why it's the competition model. You know, if you start getting sweaty or bloody or things begin to happen, you may not be able to grip this one near as well as you can this one because of the stippling. This stippling is, to me, it's perfect. It's not so much where after I shoot a few boxes of rounds, it's starting to rub my hand raw where I have to wear gloves, but it's not so smooth where, like I said, if you're taking to the range, it's not going to matter. But if you're going to shoot a lot, no stippling would be great. But if you're going to go for duty, to me, the stippling would be the only way to go on this. So I do like the stippling on this if I were going to carry it for EDC or duty or whatever the case may be. There's probably a lot more I could tell you about it, and I went back and forth on which gun I like the best. I don't know, it's so hard. It's just like, and I'm sorry, that's Sadie over there. She's getting ready to go to bed and she's trying to get comfortable, I guess, but I'm a little yellow lab. But I will tell you this, I like the front sights on the Of course, you can change them out, but these come with, I think the Colt competition came with green, or like, I'm not sure if that's red, looks red, or some kind of orange. These, I can pick these up so much easier. I mean, I can just boom, 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 boom. Where these, they're fine. They're your typical 3-dot sights. I can pick those up as well, but you're still not going to pick them up like you will something like this, especially if it's a little darker, a little, the night. So I really like that. Like I said, they're interchangeable. You can change these sights out, of course, as well. So, of course, the Stipplings on both sides of this. I don't know if I mentioned that on the back as well. The grip, as far as these, I know those look really aggressive. They really stick out a long way, but they really, nothing that would bother you in shooting. You can shoot this all day and feel comfortable. The slide serrations are identical. Neither one of these has front serrations. Now, you may like front serrations. I do not. I am not a press check guy. And especially if you're carrying a gun, to me, you should always know the situation of your gun without having to press check all the time. I don't understand how you don't know if there's a round in the chamber or not. I'm not trying to be a jerk. I'm just being honest with you. So the odds of you seeing me sitting here press checking one at the range is 0, okay? The odds of me sitting there just press checking is 0, okay? That's just me. I don't press check. So I do not have any serrations on either one of my 1911s. And if I ever have enough money to save up for a Wilson Combat or a Nighthawk Custom, they will not have any front serrations either. I do not like them, do not use them. Now, if you wanted a rail or something, the Colt also has a rail gun. If you want to mount stuff on there, like lights or whatever the case may be. But these are your just basic 1911s. If you don't have a 1911, I would certainly recommend one just to have, to hold, just to talk about, just for the history, and just to take to the range. Because if you've never had the opportunity to shoot a 1911 or take it to the range, I would highly recommend you at least go and rent one or get with somebody that has one. I think you will absolutely love them. This big 5-inch barrel, the long slide. I mean, your sight picture, they're easy to shoot, they're easy to handle, and where the guns are heavy, like I said, may not be ideal for concealed carry or inside the waistband, but if you're just going to the range, they're comfortable to shoot, even with the big 45. If you got arthritis, you're getting older, like Ken Hackathorn, I understand. But just as far as your normal average male or female, you'll be able, even if you're a small frame lady or getting up in years, you're still gonna be able to handle this with no problem. And just the look, the fit, the finish, just the history. I am a huge 1911 fan, so I just wanted to share these with you and compare them. And I really don't know. Like I said, it's not that I'm trying to dance around the issue, because I'm afraid to make the SIG guys mad if I say Colt, or I'm afraid to make the Colt guys mad if I said SIG. I really don't know, but sometimes I really like the plain black with this blue, but then my heart just melts with the 1776 and We the People with the 25 stars on each side. And then when I get to the range, I'll like this one better and this one better. And then, but to make a long story short, I don't think that I'm going to try this trigger one more time. Even though it's my weekend, I do think this trigger is lighter. But as far as both triggers, you're going to like the single action on both of them. Both of them have the skeletonized hammers. So if I was going to recommend one, I don't know what to tell you. Now, I will say this. This one was several $100s cheaper. The Colt was several $100s cheaper if you're buying them new. Now, I don't know if they're selling these anymore. I haven't seen these in a while. And I think my wife looked them up a while back, and these have been discontinued. So I don't know if you can even buy these new anymore. But both of them, at the time when I bought them, the Colt was a few $100s less than the SIG. So, that may be a determining factor for you. The Colt does hold one more round. That may be a determining factor for you. Colt, made in America, that may be a determining factor for you. SIG, I'll be honest with you, I don't know what I would carry if I didn't carry my Smith & Wesson M&P, but SIG would definitely be in the run. It would probably be a SIG or a Glock or something in that if it wasn't for my EDC, being a Smith & Wesson M&P that I've carried for years. So I really like both of these guns. I don't know which one that I would prefer. Again, I'll try to do a side-by-side here and do it this way. And I want you to understand something. We always practice gun safety. You can never be too safe with a firearm, okay? So I don't want you to ever think that we're trying to make light of people who practice gun safety and want to be safe and follow the gun rules, like never point a gun at anything you don't want to destroy. That is a fantastic rule. We live by that rule. We believe in that rule. We love that rule. It's a good rule to follow. But what I'm telling you is when you are working on a gun, you got to make sure it's unloaded. Don't take somebody else's word for it. Not your wife, not your kids, not your mother, not your grandmother, nobody's word for it. You check and make sure that's unloaded. But if you want to look down the barrel of your gun like this to make sure there's no obstructions, to look down there to clean whatever the case may be, that's not unsafe. There is not a round in this chamber. If I want to look at this gun, I'm looking at the barrel. I am doing this. This is not unsafe gun practices. So I don't want you to think when I was pointing it toward the camera earlier that I was being unsafe. That is not the case at all. When you clean a gun, a lot of times you have to, you want to make sure it's unloaded, but you'll be manipulating them in a way that sometimes will break the gun safety rules. But what a gun safety rule is, even if you think a gun's unloaded, you still, when handling it or whatever, don't want to point at nobody. Even if you're at a gun shop and you have cleared that and you've looked at that, you stuck your finger in there, you don't be able to shout about that it's unloaded. It's still just common courtesy and common decency not to be pointing a gun at anybody. You know it's unloaded, they don't. But I'm talking about when you're at your home, you're looking at a gun, you want to feel the trigger on it, you want to feel, and you're doing this, and you're trying to feel the trigger, and then you see something on the barrel and you want to look down the barrel. That's not a dangerous practice. It's not. Now, people's going to probably lose their mind over that. You can't be too safe with a firearm. I understand that. But what I'm telling you is that is not an unsafe gun practice. But anyway, here is... now this one is not locking back without the magazine in it, for whatever reason, whatever the case may be. But here they are, slides locked back. Colt 1911 government model 45 ACP, SIG, We the People, 1911 45 ACP. I wish you and yours the very best. Let me know. What do you like better? You like the SIG 1911 better? You like the Colt 1911 better? You like the Colt Gold Cut better? You like the railgun better? You got like the attached stuff to your 1911? You like and SIG's got other 1911s too. The 1911 world, there are so many makes and models, and I hope you understand what I'm talking about the gun safety rules, because I'm not trying to undermine anybody or tell you something that's not factual. But in the real world, when you're cleaning your gun, and you're handling firearms, you need to be safe. You need to follow the gun safety rules. But I hope you understand what I'm trying to tell you here. Even the old timers, with the rod, when you're loading your your musket balls or whatever the case may be, or black powder, you are working around the muzzle end. So you need to understand your firearms, know your firearms, take care of your firearms, understand firearm safety, and understand how the gun works. Always treat a gun as if it were loaded. And even if you make sure it's unloaded and you set it down and you go come back, you check it again. Always treat a gun as if it was loaded. But once you've cleared it, once you make sure, once you've checked, then you're free to clean, work on, disassemble your gun, whatever the case may be. But did I leave anything out? Is there anything I didn't show that you'd like to see? Anything I didn't explain? Anything, any of the features that I didn't go over? Just let me know in the comments. I'll be happy to address that. But I am a huge 1911 fan. I really enjoy them, and they all are my all-time favorite gun. They may not be as practical for hunting like a shotgun is or a rifle. May be a little bit big for concealed carry inside the waistband. But I'm telling you, if you've never been around a 1911, do yourself a favor. You will absolutely love them. They're fabulous. They're wonderful. They're beautiful. They feel, just like it was made for your hand. They are just, they're balanced. They're just something special. And there's a whole lot of artwork and a whole lot of beauty that goes into a 1911, and I appreciate them very much. It's as American as it gets. So I wish you and yours the very best. I appreciate you watching. If you would, like, share, and subscribe. I'm on Instagram, The Kentucky Patriot, on Facebook, The Kentucky Patriot. If you would, check me out over there. I'm really trying to make the 10,000 subscriber mark. It really mean a lot to me and help me with marketing. You know, people send me ammo and stuff to review or whatever the case may be, because, you know, ammo is hard to come by. You know, it gets expensive. So if I get the 10,000 mark, it would really help me. So if you would help me along that, again, feel free to leave your comments in the description below. I got a lot of friends: New York Prepper, Alaskan Ballistics, the Reloaders Network, all kinds of guys out there. I really appreciate Hootie Hoo, Heavy Metal Guns with Paul, all my friends, Paul Harrell. I'm sure you're subscribed to those guys. If you're not, do yourself a favor and check them out. They're great guys. They're great patriots. Appreciate them. May God bless you. The Kentucky Patriot, signing off.